All right, so we had two pretty big things happen in the Bitcoin space recently. The first one here is obviously just a rumor, the idea that Michael Saylor would go on Joe Rogan. The other one was the Bitcoin conference that just finished up here. It was basically last week. So I wanted to talk about that. First things first, if you get value out of the video, please like and subscribe. Check out those links below. So the first thing here is Michael Saylor, Joe Rogan. A lot of bigger Bitcoin accounts have reported it. Honestly, I don't know if it's going to happen. I think it'll happen at some point. Like if strategy keeps growing, it's going to happen at some point. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. But honestly, we really don't know. But this will be huge for two reasons. I mean, number one, if you're a Bitcoin holder, it's going to be great. But also if you're an owner of strategy, because they are the leader in, the Bitcoin treasury way of going about things, like by far the leader, like by far. And I think it would be very bullish for both. And it will expose, an audience that is in like the Joe Rogan audience is like what? It's the average age is probably like a 35-year-old man. It's people that are either just entering or have entered their prime earnings years. And that is like the absolute perfect demographic for any investment. So I think that's really bullish if that does happen. And again, the Bitcoin therapist, God candles are officially loading. Yeah, we could see a God candle. People do not everyone necessarily listens to it right away, so it's not like it's like a piece of news like a Bitcoin strategic reserve or something like that hits you instantly, but it certainly would be bullish. The other thing I wanted to talk about was the Bitcoin conference. The main thing that I can't, there's two main points from the Bitcoin conference. There's other important stuff, but the two main things was, most importantly, was just how bullish, people within the administration are. I mean, you have Donald Trump Jr., you have Eric Trump that are obviously very bullish. I mean, they're starting they probably already have started this Bitcoin mining company. So, and not to mention too, they did say as well that Donald Trump himself is an owner and bullish on Bitcoin as well. So, I mean, if someone would have told you this 10 years ago, even 5 years ago, it would be shocking. Like, it would be absolutely shocking. And yet here we are. And I think the big holdup or the big question that a lot of people have is, okay, well, why is the price down, or why is the price not, like people say, oh, the price should be 200,000, 300,000, 500,000, whatever. And I mean, the price is going to do what the price is going to do. My opinion on this has always been is that with any investment, Bitcoin being one obvious example of this, but with any investment, you don't care about the short-term price movements, right? I mean, I think it's Warren Buffett, maybe it's Warren Buffett, I don't know who it was, but they basically said, it's like, hey, if you're not comfortable buying an asset and not knowing the price for the next 10 years, you shouldn't buy it. And that's something that I try and incorporate, and I think Bitcoin is the perfect example of this. I could care less what happens with the price because I'm very confident that it's going to go up significantly long term. And obviously there's going to be a lot of volatility in the short term. There's going to be a lot of times where you think to yourself, what's going on? Why is it not higher? Every reason in the books suggests that it should be higher, but it's not higher. Why is it not higher? That's going to happen. There's really no way of avoiding it. But again, you have to look at the macro outlook, for lack of a better way of putting it here, in that you have an administration that's almost as bullish as you can possibly be, right? I mean, of all the countries in the world, you could say maybe El Salvador is Bhutan, like these are the only, you can literally count on one hand, and that might even be generous, the amount of countries that are more bullish than what's going on in the US right now. Obviously, they have left something to be desired. I mean, they're technically as a reserve, but it's about as minimal as you would have thought. But again, the whole point is the bullishness. The whole point too is look at how traditional finance is coming around, like the BlackRocks of the world. Look at how the industry as a whole is being deregulated. Look at how many Bitcoin treasury companies are popping up. Like a year or two ago, it was basically MicroStrategy. Like, was there any other ones? Like a year ago, there probably was, but 2 or 3 years ago, was there any? I'm sure there was, but you could probably in the single digits. Now we're talking like there's like 50 to 100 of these companies, and the number is growing like weekly. There's basically 1 or 2 that are coming out, and the idea is going to keep growing. The other important thing here too is I listened to the Michael Saylor. He had a couple talks, or for lack of a better way of putting it, and number one, Michael Saylor, just an absolute genius. Like you listen to him talk, just absolute genius. Can't say enough good things about him. Obviously, there's some things that I'm critical of. It'd be nice if they showed proof of reserves, but yeah, that's pretty much the only thing I can think of off the top of my head. But I mean, you listen to him talk. Right? The one thing that really hit home with me is he gave the example of a dentist, right? That you could literally be a dentist making $200,000 a year, and you could be a billionaire. And the way you would do it, there's a little bit more complicated than what I'm saying, is you could sell off a percentage of the business every year, buy Bitcoin with it. If Bitcoin goes up, the amount the dollar amount that you can get from selling a percentage of the Bitcoin is going to go up every single year, right? So eventually it gets to the point where you can sell for 10 or 20 times what you originally were selling for, right? This is just a good point for anyone that owns a business, right? Right. Let's say you're making $100,000 profit from your business, and people say, "Oh, I'm going to invest that $100,000 a year into Bitcoin." The smarter thing to do is to sell equity in your business and use that money to buy Bitcoin, because you can make 10, 20x. You can get 10 or 20x the amount of Bitcoin. That might even be conservative if the price continues to go up. The amount of Bitcoin by doing that. Like things like that just make you think like, man, this guy is just an absolute genius. Now again, within personal finance, a lot of people are like, yeah, I knew that. But like, why are more people not doing that then, right? That's the big question, right? That's the big question. And what's going to happen when more and more people catch on to this? Right? What's going to happen when more and more people catch on to this? For every single business owner out there, why would you not do this? Like, this is just, if you own a business, why would, again, if you're like you're a plumber and there's like 3 of you, okay, maybe that might be hard to do. But for anybody that owns a business that's doing more than, $100,000 a year in profit, like, why would you not be doing this? It's just an absolute no-brainer. You can literally get Bitcoin for nothing. And not only that, you can get more and more over time. So that example he used is just an absolute genius. And I'm sure there is people doing this, but it's only a matter of time until endless amounts of people are doing this. And again, there's only 21 million Bitcoin. Again, there's 35 or 40-ish halvings that are going to happen throughout the history of Bitcoin, and we're only 4 in. Like, I don't think people realize, like, we're talking 95% of the Bitcoin has already been mined. Like, as long as the demand stays steady, the price is going to keep going up, and that's assuming that the price stays steady, right? What happens when the demand goes up, right? So watching this stuff made me come away being extraordinarily bullish. I encourage people to go. I never watched the full live streams just because it's like 8 hours a day. I watched probably half the clips, the ones that I'm interested in, and I came away being like, man, we are really just getting started here. Like, I think we are truly at the point to where even if you're buying Bitcoin right now, the year 2025, 10 or 20 years from now, people are going to look at you like, hey, you were buying Apple stock in 2010. You were buying Nvidia stock in 2015. Like, that's how people are going to look at you. You were buying real estate, 30, 40 years ago. That's how people are going to look at you. And again, like I said, it's not for the people that don't get it. It's not for the weak hands, right? If you're not willing to buy and hold for at least 5 to 10 years and experience a lot of volatility in between, it's not for you. And this is why I always say that I don't think, at least in the next generation or so, maybe 50 years, 100 years from now, but within the next 20 years, I don't think that the majority, even if Bitcoin, like, I'm still assuming that it's going up 20, 30% per year. I still don't think that the majority of people will own Bitcoin because, number one, the majority of people are economically illiterate, number one. A lot of people are addicted to their bad habits and being a victim. And on top of that, a lot of people just will never admit they're wrong. Now, again, this is a little bit off topic, but it is still important. So that is what I wanted to bring up today. Like I mentioned at the start of the video, if you got value out of the video, please like, subscribe, comment. Check out those links below, and stay tuned for more.